It's a short video about how to install the cycling shoe wall mount that I created. If you purchase one, thank you very much. I'm going to walk you through the basics. It's a pretty easy installation. You can use command strips. You just get one, the biggest one that'll fit on there. However, I included some Waldog drywall anchors, which I found are the best thing for putting anything on drywall. Each one of them can support up to 50 pounds. So 2 per shoe is overkill, but it allows you to keep them vertical. So to do this project, you're just going to need your shoe mounts, the wall anchors that were included, a Phillips head screwdriver, a level, a tape measure, and a pencil. So one quick note before you get this project started, pay attention to the wall that you're going to be working with and look for outlets, because an outlet could indicate that you have an electrical cable running up the stud right next to it. So you want to kind of stay clear of outlets. If you have a stud finder, great. These Waldog drywall anchors don't need to go into a stud. And if you're going to be putting the shoes side by side, you won't be able to get them both in a stud anyway. However, if you do decide to go into a stud, you're going to need to more than likely pre-drill it because these wall anchors are pretty coarse threaded and it's hard to drive them straight into a stud without a pilot hole. So the first step is to decide where you actually want your shoe hanging. Now, when you take the shoes off the mount, it's important to lift up slightly and then pull back. So you don't want them too high to where you can't lift up to actually take them out of the mount. I'm going to put mine right about here because I'm going to be putting a second set below them. So go ahead and hold your shoe up to the wall and see where the top of the cleat is and make a mark in that general area, just a little vertical line, and that's going to be your first mark. Now step 2, I found the spacing of 4 3/4 to be about right. You can go a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how wide your shoes are, but I used 4 3/4 and it seemed to work well. So I'm going to make a second mark at 4 3/4. Now I want the shoes to be level with one another. So use a level, and then between, or I should say across each one of those little vertical hashes that you make a short horizontal line. Okay, if they don't line up perfect, you can add a little bit more to the vertical one. But now you have the two little crosses on the wall, and that's where your first screws are going to go. So to get this started, I'm going to use the end of the screw to kind of push in, make an indent. These screws are self-tapping, so you shouldn't need to pre-drill, but you can if you'd like. So I went ahead and made a little push start. I'm going to put the first screw in the top hole. Use your screwdriver, apply some pressure, and turn it, and it should start to catch. And you don't want to over tighten it, just gotta snug it up a little bit, but you should still be able to rotate the mount a little bit once it's up there. I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one now. You can snug it up just a little bit for now. The important thing about these wall anchors is you don't want to like really over tighten them because you'll just strip out the threads that you basically put into them. Once you get the top screws in, go ahead and check for level. Kind of the lower part of each mount below this arch at the top. And these are adjustable, so they're slotted. It's not super critical that you get them exactly right now, but you want to get that screw kind of toward the center. And this is intentional because bike cleats aren't necessarily aligned with the center of the shoe. So the idea here is if your cleat is slightly offline from the shoe, you can adjust this so that your shoe hangs vertically and still looks nice. So before you snug these up, or actually before you put them in, you can put a level on here. I'm going to back these off just a little bit so that I can adjust them. And I'm going to go ahead and just snug it down just ever so much. Again, you don't want to over tighten these. They should be good to go. So to actually put the shoes on, just like you would clip in on your bike pedals, start off with the toe, raise it up until it stops, and then just push it toward the wall and let it go, and it should be on there. We'll go ahead and do it here. Same thing. And like I said, if you're not happy with kind of the orientation of the shoe, or if one was a little bit of skew, you can loosen those screws slightly, move the bottom of the mount, and then retighten them until you have them just the way that you want them. And then to remove them from the wall, you just lift up and back. They should come out with like no resistance at all. They should just come right out. Now, if you have problems, if they're not staying up here, if they're falling out, there's a chance your wall isn't straight, so they're kind of getting like flexed at the top or the bottom. You can loosen the screws a little bit and maybe put a little bit of a shim back there, like a piece of paper folded in half, either at the top or the bottom, and then tighten the screw down on that, see if that helps. If you continue to have issues, please just let me know. You can shoot me an email, and I'm happy to help you, or post in the comments. I hope this video helped you out. I hope you enjoy these. I think they make the shoes look a lot cooler, saves floor space. If you're interested in ordering a set, I'm going to include the link in the description below to order off my Etsy page. So thank you very much for watching. So if you'd like to mount 2 sets of shoes vertically, I put the space in between the bottom screw on the first set and the top screw on the second set at 11 inches. And I'll show you what that looks like here. So I'm going to put the first shoes up. There you go. And that's what the 11 inches between the bottom screw on the top set and the top screw on the bottom set. So you can adjust it based on your preference, but I think that looks pretty nice, and it still gives you clearance to remove the shoes without hitting the pair above or below them.